welcome back. So we are going to start putting together your amazing course or workshop or coaching program, whatever it is that you're deciding to do with this amazing knowledge you have. We're going to give you the framework now to make it really simple and easy. You see, when I first started to put together my information that was in my head on a piece of paper and I wanted to sell it, I didn't have this framework that I'm about to give you. And so it took me quite some time, as you can imagine. If you've never put together a course, you've never put together a program, it can take some time to really figure out how to do that. Lucky for you, we have a simple and seamless process that you're going to be able to use to take your amazing knowledge and create an amazing program. So now you just have to ask yourself, what exactly are you going to teach? And as we create this program and you're asking yourself, what are you going to teach? There's two specific things that you want to keep in mind. Number one, what's the problem that you solve? And then number two, how specifically you solve that problem. And I always like to say, it's one of Einstein's quotes. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. So I needed to tell myself this way too many times because I made things a little bit too complicated and I didn't realize that sometimes simple is better. So myself as a business coach, what's the problem that I solve? Well, I help aspiring knowledge-based entrepreneurs create their amazing program. I help them market it. I help them sell it. So I just listed the problem that I solve and how specifically I solve it. So it's really simple. You want to take everything that you know and you really want to break it into what I like to call a pillar of learning. So a pillar of expertise. So there's a lot of things that I teach, but I don't want to give someone the laundry list. When somebody asks me, Raf, how are you going to help me do all these things? I don't want to say, well, hey, you know what? There's about 47 steps that you need to take. So you really want to identify 3 to 5 teaching points. These are the 3 to 5 main pillars of expertise, main pillars of learning. And so I've taken the time to draw this out on the whiteboard for you here. And it's really simple. My first one is offer creation, the first thing that I teach. If you're an aspiring knowledge-based entrepreneur, you have to put together your program. So that's one of my teaching points. So that's the big bucket. The next thing I do, once you have your amazing product put together, I teach you marketing, how you can start attracting clients. And then once you've attracted clients with this amazing program that you have, teach you how to sell it. So if I was out there creating a course or creating a program, right, my course, these would be my modules. My first module would be offer creation or program creation. My second module would be marketing. And then my final one would be sales. Now, there's a lot of things that are inside, that are packed inside each one of those segments. And these, if I was creating a course, these would be some of the, hey, module 1.1, module 1.2, so on and so forth. And as you notice, this course is created much the same way. So the first thing I would start teaching is, hey, let's go out there and let's find your dot. Let's really hone in on the specific problem that you solve and the people that you solve it for. So I would go through dot. I would go through solution statement. I would go through what I'm going through right now with you, teaching points, how to extract your knowledge, how to figure out exactly what you're going to teach. So these are some of the many things that I would teach for offer creation. So think about your course the same way. Think about those big buckets. What are the big, broad ideas? And a great way to do this is just to walk through. Walk through if you were meeting with someone on day one and they came to you with a specific problem and they said, hey, I really need help with this. What's the first thing you would need to teach them? What's the next thing that you would need to teach them? Something I always like to say is just make sure you're going in order, right? I call it logical progression. But again, a really easy way to say that is just make sure you're going in order. Because it really doesn't make sense for me to teach somebody marketing if they don't have anything to sell yet. They need to have some type of product. They need to have a program, a course. Because the marketing becomes a reflection of the course. And so the logical progression, or I would teach them in order, first, offer creation. Then I would teach them marketing. How do they attract people? And these are some things, and I can't wait for you. Because as you go through this course, we're going to show you exactly how you can start attracting clients. Some of the things that we teach are content strategy, something that you're going to learn inside this course. Man, I cannot wait for you to get there. You're going to learn our magic formula for attracting clients through the 4 C's of content. I'd show you the art of video, how to create videos that really stand out, how to just show up in a way that really blows people away. And then writing copy. You're going to learn a little bit about that as well here, and I can't wait for it. So if you're creating, whether it be a weekend workshop, whether it be a one-on-one coaching program, whether it be a course, think about what's the order that I need to teach these things in. These can become the different modules. Or if it's a one-on-one coaching program, think about it the same way. You're going to go through all of these steps first. If I was coaching you right now, one-on-one, these are the first things I would go through with you. I'd meet with you 1 week, and we'd go over your dot. I'd meet with you the next week. We would do solution statement, teaching points, and so on. And so you can start to really craft and map out your amazing program. Now, as you've gone through this, you've gone through your teaching points. Remember, 3 to 5 teaching points. I don't list all of these things. When somebody asks me, Raf, what is it that you coach? I just say it really simple. Offer creation, marketing, and sales. I explain it to them very simply. Now, what we have to ask ourselves now is, what is it that people really buy? Do people buy offer creation? Do they buy marketing? Do they buy sales? No. People buy outcomes. They want to know what the benefit is for learning all of this stuff. Now, let's think about if you were to go to the store and you're looking at a bunch of different drills, and one of the salesmen says, oh, hey, wow, this drill right here, it's titanium plated and it has so much torque, and wow, the battery charges really quick. Like, all of that stuff is great, but what is it? What is it that you're really looking for when you're going to buy a drill? You want to know what the benefit of it is. What's the outcome? And really, it's pretty simple. You just want to know that the drill is going to create a hole for you, right? So it's the same thing with your program. I don't necessarily want to sell someone offer creation. I need to be able to relay what the benefits are of actually learning this. So this is benefits and outcomes. Now that we understand our teaching points, we know how we're going to start putting together this amazing program. I want to make sure that I pair each one of those teaching points, the big buckets, right? The big buckets that we have, our core pillars of expertise. I want to make sure that I pair that with a really clear benefit and outcome. So, offer creation. I've taught you how to create this amazing offer. What is the benefit of that? It's really simple. You have an amazing program. You have a program that's cohesive. It makes sense when you talk about it, because I can tell you, when I first put my program together and I didn't understand how to do all this, it really didn't make that much sense. Things were kind of all over the place. I'll admit it. But lucky for you, at Mastermind, we've seen people create literally hundreds of courses. We've coached people through creating courses, through creating one-on-one programs, through creating masterminds, weekend workshops, and we found a really, really simple way to create it, right? So you, especially when you're going through this course, wow, I'm so excited for you. You are going to have an amazing program. So what's the benefit of learning marketing? Somebody might say, okay, Raf, I have this amazing program. The program speaks for itself. Like, why do I need to learn marketing? And I will say, well, if you want to impact as many lives as possible, you want to make sure that you really understand how to attract your ideal client. So I can explain to them the benefit of going through my module on marketing or my one-on-one coaching on marketing. The benefit, the outcome, is that you're going to be able to attract clients. So I want you to really start thinking through this. And it's probably pretty simple. You probably already know it. We're just giving you a different lens to look through your work, right? How are you looking at what you're teaching and relaying the benefits and the outcomes? Because when you compare what you teach with a benefit and an outcome, your ideal client, all of a sudden they hear that and the light bulb goes off and they're saying to themselves, wow, this is really good stuff. I really want to create an amazing program. I really want to attract clients. And here's my favorite part, sales. And I used to be scared of sales, not gonna lie. But I've learned to embrace it now. I love sales because I know every time a sale happens, what you're really doing is you're just putting value into somebody's life. You're taking your knowledge, your expertise, and you're giving it to somebody else. So when I get to teach sales, right, I know that I can help people make a profit. Because if you really want to take your knowledge and make that the thing that you do for a living, and that's what I did. I used to work in an advertising agency in New York City. Great job, great career, but it wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. This right here, what I'm doing right now, coaching you, this is what I've always wanted to do. I always wanted to take my knowledge and help other people. I always wanted to just live in service of others. But in order for me to do that, I couldn't just walk away from my job and make no money. I had to learn how to make a profit. So these are my teaching points. These are some of the smaller pieces of them. The big bucket is the marketing, right? Again, the smaller bucket, if you're thinking, I'm going to create a course, think about what's the big module. I'm going to do a module on overcoming anxiety. And what are the small things that you teach, right? And then what are the benefits and the outcomes of that? And so once you've gone through this, and I hope you're getting excited. I am. Because once you've gone through this, you have a blueprint for your amazing course, your amazing program, your weekend workshop. However you are deciding how you want to teach people, whatever vehicle you're using, if you're doing it on Zoom, maybe you're doing it in a Facebook group, however you're doing it, you now have a roadmap for how to put together your amazing knowledge in a way that makes sense and in a way that you can clearly articulate the value of what you're offering to the world. So there you have it. Really, really simple. Think about 3 to 5 teaching points, and then what are the benefits and the outcomes associated with each one of those. Now, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed teaching it to you. Now, we're going to just take a pause for a minute. We're going to go head over to our success work, and I'll see you in a minute. Hey, welcome back. We're just going to dive into your success work now. And I want you right now just to realize the power of what you just learned. Because if you followed through how you create your teaching points, how you articulate your benefits and your outcomes, guess what? You have the beginnings of an amazing program. And this is something that in the beginning of my journey, I just didn't know how to put those pieces together. And you might be saying to yourself, wow, it's really that simple? I just have to put together some teaching points? And the answer is yes. It doesn't need to be difficult. It doesn't need to be complicated. As a matter of fact, the simpler, the better. How simple was that? What do I teach? Offer creation, marketing, and sales. Sure, there's a bunch of other things, but those are my main buckets, right? My core pillars of expertise, the things that I know the most about. Now, what do you know the most about in relation to the problem that you solve? So this is something that you can absolutely do. If I gave you a bunch of different equations and strategies to try to extract your knowledge and put together some type of program on a spreadsheet and on a board and over here and over there, you'd say, whoa, Raf, too much, slow down. But if I said, hey, can you think of 3 to 5 things that you can teach someone that will help them overcome some type of problem? I bet you're saying, I can absolutely do that. And that's why this is so powerful. And that's why I'm so excited. Because it took us a long time to figure this out. We didn't just one day wake up and say, hey, just come up with 3 to 5 teaching points. This is studying programs. For me, for years, really understanding how to put together a program that actually makes sense. And I tried all the different complicated ways, and guess what? Ironically, the long, complicated processes didn't even work. Simple always works best. And you can absolutely do this. And I hope throughout this teaching that I made it simple for you. I hope you're saying to yourself right now, I can absolutely do this. And you're excited beyond belief about creating your program. So for your success work, this is all you have to do, is you're going to outline 3 to 5 teaching points, and that's it. Once you've outlined those teaching points, just think to yourself, what's the benefit? What is the outcome? And along with those teaching points, you can outline the benefits and the outcomes. And that's going to help you so much later on when we get into marketing. I can't wait for that as well. So there you have it. You right now are going to go and outline your 3 to 5 teaching points, but realize that when you're doing that, what you're actually doing is creating the beginnings of your next amazing program. I hope you enjoyed. Go ahead, go get your success work done, and we'll see you back here soon.